This is the Crack King Podcast, and I'm getting into a review of the Book of Boba Fett, Episode 2. I'm going to give y'all a little spoiler. I'm going to give y'all a little Easter egg. And just a little taste right now, or a little razzle dazzle, because this episode didn't have much razzle, but it had a little dazzle. Boba Fett's journey into the underworld. Not that he wasn't in the underworld before, but he was just a bounty hunter, maybe just a soldier. Now he's a general. He's a boss, like Biggie say, more money, more problems. So he had two big fat ass problems. The Hutts. I don't think Luke and Leia answered for Jabba the Hutt's killing. No one said anything in these sequel trilogies. No one said anything in the books. Somebody has to pay for that shit, and it's gonna be Boba. Easter egg that I liked was the gladiator Wookiee, Black Chrysanthemum. It sounds like a flower, right? Santi, Black K. He has a bunch of nicknames. He's from the comic book. Badass black fucking Wookiee. And Boba Fett knew who he was, because in the comics they're together. They work together. In hindsight, he really didn't do anything. He did look fucking menacing. But I mean, any fucking Wookiee is menacing, you know? This whole series so far is feeling like a real continuation from the Return of Jedi. Like minutes after we see Luke, Han, Leia, and my boy Lando burn out, and Jabba's palace is blown the fuck up. It's like all of a sudden we see Boba Fett in the Sylar pit, like in part 1. We get a little bit more into Boba Fett's backstory with the Sand Raiders of Tatooine, how he's accepted. It was a little bit like Dune, which everyone knows Star Wars is kind of like loosely based off of Dune. So it gave me a whole Dune vibe with the spice, him just being accepted by the Tusken Raiders. It was just like Dune all over again, but fucking Star Wars, which is fucking dope. I love Dune and I love fucking Star Wars. Don't judge me. Then it got kind of lackadaisical, with the backstory. It was just kind of dragging and dragging. I wanted to see more of present day, him dealing with the bosses of Tatooine, the underworld bosses. I would have liked to see him and Black Brother Wookiee duel it out a little bit, but we didn't get that. We just got a lot of the backstory, which was dope, but it just dragged a little bit. I'm not going to front. Shout out to Dave Filoni. Shout out to Favreau. Happy Favreau. That's his fucking name. Happy Favreau for making some real Star Wars shit. Spoiler alert. I don't know what the fuck, I'm spoiling y'all, I'm just doing a review. It's all good. Yeah, I wanted to get more of the Fetts and the twins and who are the twins, and apparently that's Jabba's cousins. Did they even want retribution for his death against the two young Jedis that killed him? We don't know. All I can say is I'm here for this Book of Boba Fett. I mean, I got a little bit more meat and a little bit more time in this episode, which I loved it. I just wanted a little bit more action. A couple of more Easter eggs. In the backstory, he went to this bar, or like this outpost, to look for some stuff, supplies, and he ran into Luke's old friends that said they were leaving the farms and flying off, and it looked like they didn't go nowhere. Like they was just still fucking there. And I wonder why Luke didn't stop by there and, have a drink with them. I don't know. He was so busy killing fucking Jabba and trying to get back to Yoda and dealing with his daddy issues, I guess. So it was refreshing to see the Tusken Raiders, because I always thought they were kind of like villainous, but they're not. They just living in the desert and trying to protect their families and scratch out a fucking living, and ain't nothing wrong with that. This is the Crack King from the Crack King Podcast, and that was my review of Book of Boba Fett, Episode 2, The Tribes of Tatooine. Shout out to all of my motherfucking subscribers. Shout out to my followers on TikTok, Instagram. The Crack King Podcast. breath of fresh air when you kick.
Fuck